I found a great piece on when Bitcoin might actually top. You better stick around for this. But wow, what is happening with this trade war is crazy. So China faces up to 245% tariffs on imports to the US. This is going crazy. And you know what, I'm also researching like things that China is doing to the US as well, like ignoring their confidentiality agreement between luxury brands. They're saying, hey, you know what, all these luxury brands, you know, we're the ones making them, and we're just sending it back to Europe or the United States, and we're giving, you know, they're upping the price on those things like by, you know, 1,000%. And now people can buy from the real manufacturer, China. Okay, so this is not going to be good. And also you have gold, which is now at $3,306 the last time I checked, which is an all-time high. Now you may think, okay, well, we should have got into gold instead of Bitcoin. Well, think about it this way. Back in 2011, gold hit an all-time high of $1,900 an ounce, okay? So it hasn't really doubled yet since 14 years ago. And that was during the largest monetary expansion the world has ever seen. I think like even like the last, from 2021 to 2023, the US printed about 86% of all currency that has ever existed in the United States during that 2-year period. Freaking crazy. But here's the thing. You know why we got into Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is up since 2011. Remember, gold hasn't even doubled. Bitcoin is up 6,382,000%. So guess who caught up with inflation, guys? So it's essentially doubled a couple of times over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so here we go. US consumer confidence falls to a 45-year low. This is going to get really bad. And, you know, I have a lot of people that love the government right now in the United States. I'm not even going to name names, whatever. But it's just kind of crazy because things are going to get really expensive. Really expensive. Like you haven't seen anything yet. And I'm going to cover why this is going to be bullish for gold. Just hang on here. First off, we have Trump administration considers replacing Jerome Powell as Fed chair in 2026 and will interview candidates in fall of 2025. This is all theater, okay? Trump has no say. Nobody in that cabinet has zero say of what the private, unelected Federal Reserve that's been around since 1913, and those families that started the Federal Reserve were, you know, way back when, like way before that. I think 1776, around then is when those families, you know, were very powerful as well. Okay, and that's not going to happen. Okay, that just kick that out. Trump, this guy says stuff that I don't trust any politician. Okay. This is ridiculous. If you cannot connect the dots here, and if you can't see through the lies in the theater, you're helpless. You're helpless, I'm sorry. Like, you can't be helped. And there's a reason why the one constant through every single president that we've ever seen in our lifetime, and your grandparents' lifetime as well, there is one constant. It's the Federal Reserve. That's not going away. They have zero say. They've already selected the guy, whoever it is, or girl, whatever. Okay, so with that said, President Trump says that the US dollar value will go way up, stronger than ever. Wow. You know, right now the dollar index is at 99.5, I think, right now. And it seems to be dropping even further. That's what it's at. It's just pretty much the US dollar is in a basket of currencies. It is dropping. You know, people are losing a bit of confidence in there, especially with gold reaching all-time highs today. That shows you as well that people are losing confidence in the dollar. And some other countries are probably buying up a ton of gold as well, and Bitcoin as well. Okay, so here we go. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says the US is very close to a recession and maybe in one now. Okay, so a lot of people may be freaking out about that because Larry Fink says that. Keep in mind that anytime there's going to be a recession means tons and tons and tons of currency printing. So chill. Like what we saw back in March of 2020, when pretty much the whole world was in a recession, depression, the Great Depression, I think unemployment was at 26.8%, and the unemployment rate back then was around 30 something percent. So it was actually worse than the Great Depression, and the whole world wasn't shut down, unlike 2020. And guess what happened? Bitcoin went from $3,300 or $3,500 to $69,000 not too long after that, in a relatively short amount of period of time, like 2 years. So chill, relax. Recession, depression, if you're in Bitcoin, you don't have anything to worry about at all, okay? Moving on to Immortal on Twitter, great tweet. He says that the time we spent above previous all-time high levels tends to increase every cycle. Okay, so this might give you an idea of where the bull market might end. First off, I will say right now, I was totally wrong. I really thought the bull market would end during the first quarter of this year, and or maybe like second quarter or whatever. It looks like we might be going a little bit further than that, but I still could be right, but I think I'm going to be wrong. Here we go. If we compare 2017 versus 2021, this expansion phase lasted 74 more days, a 29% increase. So if this happens again, this cycle will end in December 2025 with a total duration of 425 days. Now check out this graph. This guy's great on Twitter. There's very few people that actually really pay attention to on Twitter. This is one of them because he has some great insights. Check that graph out. There you go. So you can make up your own mind of where we might be heading in the future. Some people say that we're in a bear market. I don't believe we're in a bear market, especially what is happening around the world now. And now that Bitcoin is still in the close to the mid $80,000 range. I mean, we're doing pretty good, guys. All right. Anyways, let me know below what you think of what's going to be happening with these tariffs and where you think the top of Bitcoin will be. Check out learningcrypto.com if you want to see when we're buying and when we are selling. We already sold near the top, and we also bought something recently. You better check that out. Talk to you soon.